Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Wind, I've just blown in. And today we are back with more Seduce Me 2, The Demon War. Last time, the wars finally kicked off. Yay! And I slaughtered some imps, and now...
Come on, you ready?
Matthew wants to know if I'm ready to press on. Let us begin again. Oh yeah, also last time, Diana and Sergio, totally gonna be a thing now. He brought back her golden rose to show his true love for her. Aww. So happy for those crazy kids. Matthew, we can have a double wedding. It'll be great. Don't you think it'd be great? That's eyelashes. You know, hashtag priorities. I nodded, shaking off the exhaustion from my mind. I was ready to end this. I looked up at the castle gates and felt a rush of determination run through me. Let's go finish this. With that, Matthew and I rushed forward into the castle. The final battle had begun. We quickly rushed into the Demon Lord's castle, desperate to get inside and aid Diana in fighting the Demon Lord. Hi, father-in-law. As we rushed in, however, we stopped to see Diana and the Demon Lord standing off. Diana had her saber tightly gripped in one hand, while she glared daggers into her opponent. Ooh, dude, Diana's daggers are pretty frickin' serious. The Demon Lord carried a large smirk on his face as he stood on the dais of the throne. As Matthew and I entered, his smirk grew that much wider. Oh shit, we just played into his hands, didn't we? Aww! Hi, future mom-in-law! You're so cute! Matthew, however, seemed to care more about the woman kneeling on the ground beside the Demon Lord, with her hands on her knees, frowning at him. Oh, I need to have words with this woman.
Mother!
Sweetie, focus.
Ah, there he is, my son.
And his fiancé. Hi, you. Thank you so much for this honeymoon, but I don't know how up to date you are with your human customs. It doesn't come until after the wedding, and you kind of kidnapped me before.
Get him out of here now!
But we're not done here. What? I stared at Diana as she continued to face the Demon Lord. What was she talking about? The Demon Lord simply laughed and pointed at Matthew. No, my boyfriend. Can't have him. Brr.
Well, what are you waiting for? Claim your throne.
No? I mean, it sounds like a reasonable request, which means it's probably the most horrible decision we could make.
What are you talking?
At that moment, Matthew's body pulsed with a faint blue light. He curled over his body and gripped his head, digging his fingers into his hair. Matthew, what's wrong? Oh, poor boy. Fight it.
Get him out of here!
Yes, ma'am. I rushed to Matthew, now terrified to what was happening. Before I could place my hands on his shoulders, however, Matthew vanished into a dissipating afterimage. Uh-oh. Huh? Uh-oh. Hi, potentially evil sweetie. The sound of steel clashing caused me to turn and see Matthew and Diana clashing swords. Diana gritted her teeth as Matthew glared into her gaze. Yeah, I had a nightmare about this.
Damn it, fool!
I know, right? Sweetie, no.
I said, take your throne!
Yeah, I don't think he can take it till you're like 100% off, so if we could all just team up and kick his ass, that'd be great. Matthew's body pulsed again, forcing him to push against Diana and send her flying back to stand beside me. As Diana reached me, she moved a hand in front of me, blocking me from Matthew. Matthew! Come on, sweetie. Fight through this. You're better than him. Mathew looked up at me and Diana, his expression twitching from trying to maintain control of himself. His eyes flickered between blue and gold. Aw, sweet colors! As he gripped to his sword tightly. I wasn't afraid of him, so I stepped out from behind Diana and walked towards him, holding my hands out. Mathew, it's okay. You can overcome this.
Stay back.
Maybe we should listen? I ignored him and continued to walk forward, needing him to be okay. Whatever spell the Demon Lord had on him wasn't powerful enough to consume him. I needed to break his entire hold on him once and for all. Come on, me. I got this. We technically beat this once. Fight it, Mathew. You are strong enough to beat this. Mathew dropped his sword and gripped his head, digging his fingers into his hair and curling over himself. I kinda wish we could see this. He scratched his nails over his horns, angry and aggravated.
I don't want to hurt you.
Then don't. You won't, Mathew. I know you won't. At last I stopped in front of Mathew's body. I gently tilted his head up and cupped his face in both of my hands. His face was warm from the mental struggle as his eyes flickered between blue and gold. I trusted him, though. And hopefully that trust will be rewarded in this verse. Mathew loved me, and his love would crash through this spell. Wah! No fairy tale. Let me help you. I quickly leaned in and kissed Mathew's head, making him gasp and freeze within my arms. Oh, come on. Last night I'm sure we did more than just this. I felt myself slowly drained of my remaining energy, but I didn't care. I don't have that much left. Mathew needed it more than me, and if I was able to free him, then I would. The air around us became lighter and easier to breathe, even as we separated. I stared into Mathew's eyes, seeing him stare wide-eyed at me in shock. They were completely painted in gold, causing my heart to tighten for a moment. Did he break it?
Enough of this! Kill her!
No, bad father-in-law. As the Demon Lord's voice reverberated in the air, a large sword embedded itself into the Demon Lord's stomach. Taking bets, who is it? Mathew's mom. Mathew, Diana, place your bets now.
What the?
So not Diana. Aww. Mathew looked back at his father, his hand extended out towards him, as his eyes finally regained their ocean blue color. My heart began to jump in ecstatic joy. Go get him, sweetie. Although, weren't your knives gold last time? I mean, we fought the devils in the previous game. Mathew had broken free from the spell his father trapped him under. Thank God.
How can this be? Impossible!
Aw, but I have the power of positivity. No, I seriously don't.
You expected me to follow your orders, you sick bastard!
Agreed. I stared wide-eyed as Mathew turned around and summoned a new weapon into his fist. A dark blue aura emanated from his body, flickering like flames as he stared the Demon Lord down. Go, get him, sweetie.
You will never convince me to kill the ones I love.
Aww. Yay. Love.
Insolent brat!
Hey, that is my future husband. The Demon Lord gritted his teeth before sharply extending his hand towards Mathew's mother. We could only watch as red ethereal chain shot out from the Demon Lord's back towards Azure, wrapping around her form and crushing her. No!
No!
Agreed. Stop it!
Your energy, woman!
Don't give it to him, Dee. Faster than we could react, red lightning began to surround and shock Azra's bound form. The red energy traveling through the chains holding her hostage and into the Demon Lord's body, making him glow a terrifying blood color. A large sword formed in the Demon Lord's hand, arcing with red lightning. I kinda wish we could see this. It sounds awesome. Matthew's first sword, which was impaled in the Demon Lord's stomach, crumpled into ash and fell to the floor. Well, that was still there. How? Leaving a black scar mark. The Demon Lord's eyes, however, fixed themselves on Matthew's form with deadly intent. We got this. We'll be fine.
I'll kill you!
You get him, sweetie. I want to go home. Faster than I had thought imaginable, Mathew stepped forward and vanished, only to reappear in front of the Demon Lord with his sword held high. As Mathew swung his weapon down, however, the Demon Lord held out his hand and forced Mathew back with a burst of red energy. Mathew skidded backwards, crossing his swords over his body to shield himself from the blast. As the energy faded, the Demon Lord's lips curled into a crazed smirk. Die!
Then come, little boy. Show me what you can.
Oh! Here go, hell come. The Demon Lord stopped, staring at Mathew as his body froze. I hitched my breath. What was happening?
Enough.
Ooh. He's getting pissed. Everyone turned their heads towards Mathew's mother, seeing her hold the chain that connected her and the Demon Lord in a tight grip. Her body was shaking, but the rage in her eyes could make any demon fall to their knees. Oh, hi, Mommy-in-law. I'm pro your freedom, by the way, even though we've never actually tried to save you before now.
I will not let you hurt my son!
Ooh. Okay, so that's her name. Okay. Before the Demon Lord could turn and do something, a large bolt of blue energy shot through the chain and into the Demon Lord's back. Yay! Best gift ever. Yeah, this kind of makes up for her not being able to make the bachelorette party, causing him to arc back and scream in pain. Music to my ears. Mathew grabbed onto me and covered me with his body, as Diana blocked her face with her arms. The magic was so powerful, the room began to shake violently. I watched from the cracks in Mathew's arms, as dark black and red energy traveled down the chain from the Demon Lord into Azira's body, making her body pulse and grow in power. The Demon Lord, however, became weaker and surprisingly become much more frail. Strike? Strike now? Strike hard?
You are my...
Ho, I don't think she is your anything anymore.
I am not yours any longer!
Okay, do you want to come to the human world and live with us? I mean, I think you and my mom should compare notes. Another heavy blue bolt rushed through the chain and into the Demon Lord's body, causing a splash of blood to jot from the Demon Lord's mouth. Yay! Couldn't happen to a nicer man. Mathew finally stepped away from me and began to walk at the Demon Lord, forming a sword in his hand. As he did, the Demon Lord collapsed onto the floor on his hands and knees and growled animalistically at his son.
It's over.
No, it's not over till he's dead. Well dead, so let's just chop off his head and be done with it. I have a wedding to get to, gosh darn it. What surprised me was the smirk that graced the Demon Lord's bleeding lips and the chuckle that erupted from it.
You are indeed the perfect son.
No, I don't like where this is going. I don't trust his compliments. Oh, that's not a good sound effect. Without another word, Mathew raised his sword and rammed it into the Demon Lord's neck, effectively pinning him to the ground and killing him. I don't believe it until we cut his head off and set him on fire. A bubbly cry of pain barely escaped the Demon Lord's mouth as his eyes glazed over, dead. My heart felt major relief, shaking a bit as the weight lifted off of my soul. The Demon Lord was dead at last. I was free, and we could go home now. The irony is, we're in Mathew's old home. Diana spat to the side, catching my attention.
To think his own wife and son would be the ones to kill him. What have I been doing for the past 10 years?
Dee, do not diminish the accomplishments of others. I'm sorry you didn't get the killing blow. You still did a major part in this. I couldn't stop the amused smile on my face as Diana walked up beside me, rubbing her neck in irritation. Hey, I'm sure if we hadn't showed up, you would have kicked his ass. You weakened him a bit for them, I'm sure. Here's a consolation prize. Enjoy the turtle wax. Diana rolled her eyes as Mathew finally rushed up the Diaz towards his mother.
Mother!
Aww, so cute. Wow, you very much look like her.
Zakeru!
Hi. Aww. His mother wrapped her arms around Mathew, squeezing him to her. Mathew hugged her back just as tightly and kind. Rejoiced to see her freed from the Demon Lord's powers.
I'm right here. It's gonna be okay.
This is the Abyssal Plane. I trust nothing to be okay. Can we leave? I was beyond happy for Mathew. His mother was safe now, and the Demon Lord was defeated. I could feel some sort of weight lift off of my shoulders, knowing that the curse had been broken with his death. I smiled as I watched Azera cry in Mathew's arms. Before I could step forward to join them, however, Diana placed her hand in front of me, glaring ahead of her. I looked up at her with a surprised face. I mean, Diana, if my mom is evil, just tell me. We can take her. Diana?
Stay back.
I don't like where this is going. I'm gonna listen to Dee, 'cause Queen, and I assume she knows what she's doing. Also, this moment of tenderness in this place is... I don't trust it. I nodded, unsure of why she wanted me to stay away. However, the intense expression on her face sent fearful chills down my spine as she scowled at Mathew and his mother. Something was seriously wrong. Yeah, remember, it wasn't the Demon Lord's voice you heard calling you here, it was hers. I turned my head back to the pair, watching and wondering what was going on.
My sweet Zakeru. You're finally home.
I don't trust that smile.
Of course I am. I had to save you, right?
Excuse me? Did you not come here to save me? Your future wife? Question mark? Azera smiled and kissed Mathew's forehead. Hey, that is my job, lady. Slowly rising to her feet with him. As she fully stood, something in the air changed. The room became a little more peaceful and bright as Mathew turned towards me and Diana.
I guess I can finally introduce you to my fiancée. She helped in saving you.
Hi. Why do you not look happy? Azera smiled very softly and looked to Diana, passing over me. What? I felt a little angry at being ignored, but I understood. She wouldn't expect a human to be his future wife. No, especially as you know, the Demon Lord was very much about hooking one of his offspring up with Diana.
The princess of Lilith's kingdom is your intended?
No.
What? No, not her.
Yeah, thank you. Before Mathew could step towards me, however, Azara's face delicately scrunched up at the sight of me. What the? Demon world, power is everything. Him marrying Diana would equal a super powerful union and probably get really powerful heirs. Him marrying me, as awesome as Tritch is, would, not guarantee any of those things and probably throw the kingdom into unrest. I totally get why she's pissed.
Why is a human here?
Hi, Mommy. Nice to meet you. Why were you in my head earlier, by the way?
Huh? Mom, that's my fiancé.
Thank you. This isn't awkward at all. Thanksgiving's gonna be fun this year. I'm sure her and my dad can share parenting tips. The atmosphere suddenly changed again. The air became colder, and something wasn't right. Something in Azara's eyes changed, too, becoming hard and vicious. Yeah, this is gonna end horribly.
A human?
I'm in danger!
Yeah?
Sweetie, don't say that like it's a question. Pretty sure I'm a human. Azara locked eyes with me, and I suddenly gasped and became lost in my mind, detached from my body. I couldn't move anything or speak a single word, and her eyes remained their icy blue color. What was happening? Well, she's fucked with my mind in the human world from the abyssal planes. I'm gonna guess she's mind raping me right now.
Human? Who are you?
The main character, bitch. I'm no one. I'm an army slut, used for energy and sex. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Under duress, I'm saying this. What? Exactly, game. Mathew stared at me, completely shocked at what I had said. I, however, could only stare at Azara, whose gaze continued to burn into mine.
You are not expecting to be with my son, correct?
Mathew, put two and two fucking together and off this girl. A human like me is not worthy. Although, right now, Matthew's shocked face is perfect. Thank you, Dee. Instantly, my mind was my own again, and I released a gasp of surprise. I collapsed into Diana's arms as she reached out to catch me. Azara looked to Diana, offense clearly written across her features.
How dare you!
Oh, fuck you, lady.
Mathew, get away from her!
Yeah, she's dangerous.
What is going on?
Oh my god. You don't want to be treated like a kid, but this is how you're choosing to act. Be smart. Two and two together here. I'm not acting like myself. You've been mind controlled. Your mom is here. What was her specialty powers? I'm assuming you'd know this as her offspring. Well, something happened. I looked up and watched as Azara glared at her own son and placed her hand on his chest. Her hand was engulfed in a dark blue glow that spread to the taint on Mathew's skin. Taint. Some sort of invisible force pulled Mathew back and slammed his body into the Demon Lord's throne. Oh, no. Can I summon my weapons and just kill her myself? Mathew! As his body came to rest against it, blue chains wrapped around the throne and Mathew's body. The chains began to glow and tighten around him, locking him in place.
Filthy human bitch!
Yeah.
You don't belong in this world, and you will never have my son!
Hey, you're part of the reason I'm here. Now that your husband's dead, I will gladly take your son and go.
Mother, what are you?
Your mom's insane.
Your mother's not here anymore, Mathew.
Oh, has the Demon Lord body jumped? That is some Krufia shit right there. What?
She's been connected to the Demon Lord for too long. She's gone mad.
Ah. Okay, this I believe.
Mad! I am speaking truth! The king of the demon world has no need for a disgusting human!
Hey, I am not disgusting.
What?
Agreed. King of the demon world?
I'm afraid you are mistaken.
Agreed.
How am I mistaken? The demon lord is dead, so his
Yes.
son must take the throne!
Or not. Remember, he has 5 sons. I don't think any of them want the throne at this point, so they could just fold very neatly into Diana's kingdom.
The Demon Lord is dead.
Yep.
The rebellion has usurped the throne.
Woo!
Your son no longer has claim to it.
Exactly. And as he fled to the human world in exile, I don't think he wants it.
The rebellion really paved the way for the true king to ascend to the throne! My son was always destined to take it, and your little siege helped him achieve his fate!
Oh, wow, you are full of illusions of grandeur here.
Mother! Stop!
Agreed.
Enough, Sekeru!
Yeah, Zakeru. Stay out of this. We're gonna have words. The chains around Matthew's body tightened, and he winced and choked out a gasp of pain. I instinctively reached out and tried to move towards him, but Diana held me back, protecting me still. Zara looked at him with a sad expression, tears almost filling her eyes. Yeah, I don't believe those tears for 5 seconds.
When you left, I was so alone. I didn't understand. I always asked, why? Why did my own son leave me here?
He needed his own life?
My heart. But then I realized it was part of your destiny.
Wow. You're crazy.
Mother?
Crazy lady. Do not give her the title of mom.
You were merely preparing to take the throne.
No, he wasn't.
You needed to experience the human world before returning and taking your rightful
Huh?
place when the time was right. That's why you joined the rebellion.
Huh? That is some pretty fucked up leaps in logic there, lady.
No, that's not true. I came because the Demon Lord cursed.
Yeah, you know, his future bride, right here.
Listen to yourself. You are a demon, Zakeru.
He doesn't want to be, though.
Of the demon lord.
Doesn't want to be.
For greatness. Why are you fighting this?
Because his greatness is with me, you crazy, crazy lady, you. Matthew pulled and struggled against the chains he was trapped under. Aw. Metaphor becoming reality. No longer answering his mother. Zara, however, turned to me and Diana, rage dancing within her eyes. Where are the rest of the boys' moms? Maybe one of them will help us take Crazy Pants here down?
You poisoned his mind. You enslaved my son.
No, I stopped Diana from doing that in the human world. What? Dude, that's not even in my power set. It wasn't true. I loved him and he loved me. Because the power of script says so. This wasn't supposed to happen. Why was Matthew's mother doing this? Was she truly insane? Yeah, if you're thinking. Diana placed an arm on my shoulder, causing me to look up at her.
Don't bother listening to her. Her mind has been consumed by madness.
Agreed. Can I just get my fiancé and go?
And you, Princess of Lilith. You dared oppose his kingdom. You swore your allegiance to the heir of the Demon Lord. And you march here with an army bent on destroying the kingdom that you had pledged yourself to.
Yeah, the thing is, those heirs, none of them wanted her, and therefore the contract couldn't be fulfilled. And I have a feeling once she actually takes power, and people recognize her as their sovereign, she doesn't want to destroy anyone.
The Demon Lord broke his promise and murdered my family while I was in the human world doing his dirty work.
Exactly.
My vow changed accordingly. And I
Great.
swore that I would see his kingdom fall. A woman like you would never understand.
Exactly. A little bit of a low blow there with the whipped woman thing. Maybe she's into it. We're not judging.
Whipped? I merely waited for the chance to kill him so that my son could take his rightful place. Not forget that I was the one to strike the final blow on the bastard.
Speaking of, is this gonna interfere with my ability to go home?
I am warning you now. Stand down.
Oh, catfight. Demoness versus demoness. Go. Queen versus rebel queen. I'm kind of down for this. Should we get out the mud pit, girls? The room became filled with a dark energy as Anna glared hard at Diana. And thank God they're calling her Diana here instead of her actual name. That would be really weird to pronounce. Her eyes glowing a deadly gold color. However, Diana seemed to be unaffected by her gaze, returning the venomous look with a cold, red-eyed stare. Come on, we have the red-eyed love. Let's go.
Such arrogance. Really think you can stand against me?
You know, my money is on D here, not you.
If it means finishing the job and freeing the world from madness, then yes.
Woo! You tell her, girl. Azera snarled before a blue aura enveloped her form. Her eyes began to flicker between her natural eye color to gold as the room adopted an eerie chill. Why am I not trying to get my fiancé out of his chains on the throne? I mean, these two are clearly wrapped up with each other.
Then allow me to clear the field of useless trash.
I don't like where this is going. What I didn't expect was Azera shooting a blue and black chain at me. Summon weapon? Dodge? Parry? A large blade jutted out at the end, intent on running me through. Before I could scream, however, I was pushed back and fell onto the ground, the air of my lungs rushing out and leaving me breathless. Ack! As I managed to look up, I saw Diana standing in front of me, wings splayed out wide behind her, twitching in furious rage. The chain in question had been knocked away and vanished into thin air.
I won't let you touch her.
Exactly. Now, I'm just gonna go at my fiancé. I'm gonna go.
Has the human world tainted you too? You're a human!
Hey,
You claim that I am the one who is mad.
hey, she just had a heel face change. You're just crazy.
Stop it!
Yeah, Diana had an arc and everything.
Quiet!
No. With a violent wave of her arm, Azera cast some sort of black mist over Mathew's mouth. As it took physical shape, a large blue steel mask in the shape of a bird's beak formed over Mathew's nose and mouth, completely covering the lower half of his face. Is he being suffocated? Or is he just being, gagged?
This is for you, Cicadu.
He doesn't want
Let me
it.
finally give you the world you deserve.
He doesn't want your idealized world. He wants a life, in theory, with Trish. Azera looked back to Diana, rage fueling her glare and the cold golden color over her irises.
I will warn you now, Queen of the Rebellion. You stand against a pure-blooded succubus.
And?
Do not think you have any advantage over me. In fact, I am stronger than you can ever hope to be!
Given the way you let the Demon Lord turn you into his punching bag, I kind of doubt that. Another pure-blooded succubus? I knew Diana was, but I thought she was the only one. Why would I think this? How could there have been another? We're literally in the... We're in the place they come from. Diana's quiet chuckle, however, broke me from my thoughts. Uh-oh, both her eyes have gone gold now. It is now time for a full-on succubus fight. No pulling hair, no pulling horns. Keep it classy, ladies.
I recognize the strong scent of lilies. At least this fight will be interesting.
Cool. Go get her? Something in Diana's voice changed, shooting shivers down my spine. I recognized her tone of voice. The cruel Diana was back. Oh. Ouch. Stop bringing out the worst in her. However, Diana's hand reached back to me. What was she doing? I think she wants a hit of energy.
Human, give me some of your energy. I don't need much to defeat this woman.
The name is Tritch. We've covered this. And yeah, you got my hand. Kick her ass. I didn't want this to happen, but Diana needed to fight her. Azara had already enthralled me once, and I knew I was no match for her. Yeah, I recognize my mortality here. I took Diana's hand, feeling her quickly drain some energy from my body. A taint around her form began to pulse and glow slightly at the new energy in her body. But Diana didn't hold on for long. Well, no, she's got a girl to take down. Diana pulled back her hand and began to chant quietly, waving her hands in the air by her head. But is she waving them like she just doesn't care?
Enough talk! Die!
I feel the same way about you! At the sound of Azara's words, a volley of chains rushed out from behind her body and shot themselves towards Diana. Ooh, nice tense music. Before they could reach her, however, Diana formed a familiar saber in her hand, parrying all of them and knocking them away from her. As they fell, the suddenly lifeless chains vanished into the ground, making Azara growl.
You're too slow. All of those years under the Demon Lord's body must have taken a toll on you.
Not cool? Question mark?
You insolent bitch!
Kinda. Diana suddenly shot herself into the air and swooped towards the other succubus, raising her saber and swinging to decapitate Azara. However, all Diana hit was the suddenly vanishing afterimage.
What?
Agreed. Roll perception. Before my eyes, Azara appeared behind Diana, floating in midair with a large chain ready to slam down on Diana's head. Diana! Diana quickly dodged to the side, knowing what my scream meant. However, the chain slammed itself into Diana's left wing, causing her to dip and fall to the ground. Her body bounced off at the marble surface, and she landed on her stomach, knocking the wind out of her.
Ah!
No.
A succubus relying on wings? A bit old-fashioned. You really are from Lilith's bloodline to still depend on that method.
Hey, sometimes the classics are best. Diana snarled and looked up at Azara, gripping her injured wing. It looked broken, twitching in pain under Diana's fingers. However, the wing quickly reshaped itself and folded properly, as if it had never been broken in the first place. Diana smirked as Azara stared in shock.
It may be old-fashioned, but I make it work.
Oh yeah, girl can pull off any look. It's true. You should have seen this god-awful dress she had in the human world. I mean, it would look so tacky on most people, but she made it work. With that quip, Diana flew at Azara again, her wings flapping as she sailed through the air for an accelerated boost. Azara glared before dispelling her chain and flying at Diana in return, meeting her halfway. Both the women began to brawl and swipe at each other in the air. I want to see this. Why? Why no image? Exchanging kicks and punches and either blocking each other's strikes or dodging them. I, however, looked to Mathew like a good girlfriend. He was still struggling against the chains around him, pulling roughly one way then another to try and find some leeway. His hands were bound to the armrests, leaving him no chance to use his powers to summon anything. So I go over there and I help. Rescue Mathew. Wait for Diana to finish. I'm just gonna go. You ladies are busy. I'll just go help Mathew. Coming, sweetie. I just couldn't lay there. I had to do something. I quickly jumped up and ran towards Mathew, needing to help him. However, a large barrier forced me back onto the floor. Was Azair holding me back? It wasn't fair. Mathew. Diana and Azair finally shot away from each other. Diana landing near me, and Azair landing beside Mathew. Hi. Just ignore me. I'm not doing anything.
Enough fooling around. You'll never outmatch me. Just surrender.
Hey, as the Demon Lord's ex-wife, I'm assuming you're great at fooling around.
Crowing like a proud bird won't convince me of your strength. If you claim to be stronger than me, then prove it!
Exactly, lady. Go back to dancing. Once more, Diana charged Azada, zipping through the air like a bullet. Aw, she turned into a crowbat! I mean, she's halfway there with the wings and the color scheme. Hey, that sounds oddly like my giggle. From the shadows around Diana, lines of blue chains shot forth and reached for Diana's body. I don't think Dee wants to play with that right now. Chains quickly wrapped themselves around Diana's arms, legs, and encircled her neck and waist, squeezing her tightly. A choke, garbled, managed to escape Diana's throat as the chains began to pull her limbs in opposite directions. Ew. That sounds nasty. My mind flashed back to the nightmare I had before I arrived. Diana was chained in the air in the shape of a star, being pulled apart. However, this time, it was Azair who was pulling the chains. Azair laughed hysterically as she looked up at Diana's body, seeing the results of her sneak attack. Boo. So, why am I not summoning people?
Such a shame, Princess of Lilith. Do you not like that? I thought you wanted me to prove my strength.
You're a sadistic lady, you know that?
What a pitiful sight you are. Is that the best you can do, Princess of Lilith?
Oh, girl. Why are you gloating? When you gloat is when you lose. With a snap of Azada's fingers, blue bolts of lightning ran down the chains and shot into Diana's form, causing her to release a heavily garbled scream into the air. Diana, no! I had to think of something quick. I needed to save Mathew and Diana. But were both possible? Especially with a barrier in my way. Gee, if only we knew someone who was good at dispelling barriers with, say, I don't know, holy magic. Someone who has a very good reason to want to protect Diana above all people. My mind instantly thought of Serio. He had holy magic, so maybe he had the ability to break the barrier. However, what about Mathew? What if Azera did something else to him while Stereo saved Diana? How about we just get him here and see what he can do? Then I remembered that I could summon Mathew to me using his real name. What if it helped him escape his bonds? Worth the shot! There wasn't enough time to decide. I shouted at last, calling out the first name to come into my mind. I am calling for Diana's boyfriend, cause I don't trust mine. Diana was in danger and Mathew wasn't. I'd argue they're both in danger, but okay. I knew that his mother wouldn't hurt him. Again, I debate this. So I had to get Diana out of her predicament first. Ooh, white light. Asterio's name reverberated from my lips. A bright light flashed through the room, causing Azera to cover her eyes and making me and Mathew turn our heads.
What?
This is why you don't gloat. You should have went for the kill. Hi! As quickly as it came, the light vanished, revealing Serio holding Diana close to his body as she barely managed to stay afloat with her magic. The chains had been broken, and were slowly fading away as Serio glared intensely at Azera. She stared back in shock at who she saw. What now? Why is she in shock?
What is this?
This is Diana's boyfriend.
Zero.
Yep. Hey, Zero. How you doing? The guard didn't reply, only intent on holding onto Diana and doing something with his spear, which he grasped in a white-knuckled grip. His body seemed to glow a white color that spread gently engulfed Diana's body on his hold.
You dare lay your hands on my love?
Get her! Why was he not plan A? Asterio raised his spear up like a javelin. Azera stepped back in fear. The weapon began to emit a dangerous golden color in his grasp, its aura flickering through the air.
Periat celesti bestia!
Oh, that sounds nasty. With a strong throw, again, wish we could see this, Asterio shot his spear at Azera, as she protectively brought her arms in front of her and formed a blue barrier around her body. The spear's blade slammed into the barrier and continued to push against it, trying to reach its target. Symbolism? The barrier was cracking as the spear attempted to pierce through it, but the cracks would seal themselves together again as soon as they appeared. Azera struggled to keep it from piercing through the barrier around her. That doesn't sound good. Diana barely hung on to Serio, guided them both back towards me, landing safely on the ground next to me before Diana almost collapsed.
Isaiah?
Yeah, Dee, you okay? You got this?
I'm fine.
Can we go save my boyfriend now? However, Diana's eyes rolled into the back of her head and forward. She fell into Serio's arms. He tightened his hold on her, hugging her form to him as his eyes began to fill with panic. Diana was out for the count now. Oops. I tried? Oh, she sounds annoyed. The sound of a heavy clatter echoed through the chamber as Serio's spear was finally knocked away and fell to the ground, no longer glowing. Azera, however, seemed worn out from spreading so much energy to defend against Serio's weapon. The barrier around her faded away. Attack now?
How? How does a demon have holy magic?
'Cause he's not a demon. I couldn't believe it. The spear was emitting holy magic. Why? Why couldn't I believe this? Then how was Azera able to block it and push it away? The light in Azera's eyes faded as she snarled at Serio, before she moved her hand in front of her body again and shot out a large blue orb wrapped in black chains toward him. I cut through the air with bullet-like speed, slamming into Serio and Diana's bodies before Serio had a chance to look up.
Ah!
Oh, that's no good. They both flew backwards and slammed into the far wall, landing on the ground beside each other with a painful-sounding pair of thuds. Serio! Diana! I looked back at Azera, both furious and fearful of her. Azera then sneered at me, stepping down from the throne dais to walk slowly towards me. I felt my body freeze at her gaze. She was enthralling me again. I fought back with my willpower, trying to deny her any control over my form, but I remained as still as a statue, only able to breathe.
You waste of space!
Hey!
Really think you can just claim my son?
Kinda.
He's about to serve a higher purpose and you are in his way!
No, I'm
Don't
not.
you see that?
Totally don't. One, he doesn't want to rule. He put himself into exile. I gritted my teeth, fighting back harder. I could feel waves of energy rush through me, ordering me to obey her mental commands, but I refused to acknowledge them. I wasn't going to give in to her.
All you are good for is being chained to a bed and milked of your energy like a good little harem girl.
You would know.
Energy would be able to sustain him for decades.
Again, you would know. I stared wide-eyed at her, feeling her energy surge in my body, and seeing her smirk grow with each step she took towards me. Her eyes were glistening with sadistic rage. Is my guy gonna help me at all?
Maybe. That's what we'll do with you. You can be my son's favorite plaything. He'll always have a source of energy and will become powerful enough to completely rule over this world with an iron fist.
I don't think he wants that.
Would you like that?
Fuck no. My mind began to flash back to the nightmare I had of Mathew, staring at me with cold, sadistic gaze and smile. I had to fight myself from shuddering as I battled against Azer's hold. Mathew will never listen to you.
Won't he? I've been draining him of his willpower this whole time. He won't be able to disobey me anymore.
Oh, shit. My heart stopped and I could see Azer's hold take over as my spike of fear lowered my resolve. She was doing what? My eyes darted over to the throne, terror clutching at my heart. He was going to obey her? I looked to Mathew to see the chains disappear from his body as he slowly stood, his head down with his bang shielding his eyes. I became wide-eyed as he slowly descended the dais and began to walk towards his mother in a zombie-like fashion. Azera looked over her shoulder at her son and chuckled before turning back to me.
Now, be a good boy and chain this. Oh!
I'm gonna take this as a good sign? My voice caught in my throat as I witnessed a blade ramming through Azer's chest, making her gasp and tremble in shock. From behind her, Mathew lifted his head to reveal his tear-stained eyes, as he held onto the blade that he had impaled his mother on with a shaky grip. Azera turned her head to try to look at him. Mathew.
What?
Lady, you crazy.
I'm sorry, but I love her.
Also, I call shenanigans at not showing the blade poking through her. Boo. If you're going to show her in this moment and him, show the fricking action, not just the two cutouts. My heart swelled in both love but despair. This wasn't fair to him, but it was between her and me, and Mathew made his choice.
Seduce.
Hey, you wanted him to be a strong leader.
Goodbye, Mother.
Bye, lady. Without another word, Mathew pulled the blade out of Azera's body and swung it around his head, cutting a large gash into her back and forcing her down onto the ground. My body became my own again as I crawled back from her falling body. And on that graphic image, we're gonna bring the video to a close. I know, maybe not the most ideal place to stop, but it's run a little longer than I intended. Until next, attack like a tail kiddo.